Welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards, where we love to put a smile on your face and help you enjoy the space you call home more, right? That's all we do.
That's all we can do, because we love to improve spaces that you call home, and we like to make sure that when you come back to your house, what's there? A place that you actually want to go in. Put the key in the door and actually walk through the door and go, you know what, I like it here.
Pretty darn good. There's Eric Stromer, and I'm Cindy Dolan. Thanks for sharing part of your life with us, your day with us. And, you know, the calendar has begun. The countdown to Christmas has begun. And I remember as a kid, those Advent calendars. A lot of times I have the kind that had a little chocolate surprise. Did you ever have an Advent calendar where you peel back?
We have an Advent calendar that we've been using now for some years from my wife's Aunt Sue, bless her heart, and it's made of burlap, and someone hand painted. I think Grandma hand painted it back in the day, and each little door has a little prize that you pull out, and it's an ornament that goes on the tree that's painted on the calendar.
Fun.
Kids love it.
So that's the whole idea, is to kind of now, as we have literally about a month to go, to have your own countdown system. So it's just very creative, very fun, and especially for kids of all ages, it's going to add some little excitement. Every day there's something to look forward to. There's a new prize.
My kids are starting to get hopped up and nuts. You can just feel the angst. It's like driving around in the parking lots and malls during the holiday season when the drivers get kind of kooky. It's the same with my kids. They're going crazy.
Don't want to get too crazy, because we have a whole month ahead of us. So we're trying to ease our way into it. So there's a lot of things that you can do to create an Advent calendar. So let's start with some DIY ideas. How about just using oven mittens? You could get a bunch of oven mittens that you probably have sitting in your drawer around the house, and then with some construction paper, put like the number, safety pin it to the oven mitt. Or you can even use actual mittens that you might use when you go outside, right, in the cold weather.
Yeah.
And then so you could just string these little hands, if you will, all along with some kind of a burlap cord of some kind. And then now you can put inside the little hand pocket a piece of candy. It could be a candy stick. It could be chocolate. And every day is the day.
Could be a piece of beef jerky. Even
could be a piece of beef jerky.
You know.
That's for the adult
That's
Advent calendar. That could work.
14 days of Christmas. Here's some beef jerky.
Sure. Yeah. So I love the idea of just coming up with some of your own little DIY countdown to the big day.
Have you seen this cute one that's actually toilet paper rolls?
No.
So the cylinder of the toilet paper roll, and then you put a little piece of paper on the end of one of the cylinders, and then you get obviously 24.
Oh,
and then
very
you stack 4 across, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way across, and
like
then
a little house.
Yep, you create a little house with a triangular roof, and use one of the toilet paper rolls with some toilet paper coming out of the top as like a little smokestack. It's actually pretty funny.
And put that in the bathroom.
So
maybe.
then you just punch through with your finger, and then each number you pull out a little
There's a surprise.
prize. Yeah.
Well, and it looks like you could probably use some brown paper bag.
Yeah, brown paper would work great.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Well, really, the sky is the limit. The whole idea is just to use something that's maybe just sitting around the house and just kind of wrap it up to make it just some little hideaway. How about just using a hanger? Have a hanger and then string miniature little packages that are tied up with string, and inside the package, of course, is the little gifty. So imagine using or you could use any kind of paper. It could be brown paper that shipping paper, or from your grocery bags, right?
Right.
Or it could be a certain kind of Christmas paper you have sitting around the house, or white paper. But now you're kind of using a hanger as what would you say? Kind of like as the support.
Yeah, that's
right?
sort of the if it were a mobile, that would be the
like
origin of where you'd hang everything off of it.
And then use maybe some twine to dangle these different miniature packages across, let's say maybe 10 across, and then you can double up as they're hanging down.
That's great.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you could use different things to decorate them. You could put buttons on them, ribbon, whatever.
Very cute. Have you seen where you use just little envelopes on a bulletin board, right? And again, maybe 4 across. And then inside each one, obviously, it's labeled 1 all the way up to 24. And then you pull out your little card, and there could be a prize. You could do like a little treasure hunt with each one that you pull out, right? So go to kitchen counter and look on the top right of the shelf.
Oh.
And then that's where it almost combines.
Hunt.
Well, it combines your Easter scavenger hunt with your holiday Advent calendar.
Well, for me, it's a Christmas scavenger hunt, too.
There you go.
Because the big present from my dad was a scavenger hunt.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
It was always a surprise. There was one more they had hidden in the other part of the house, because you think it's all over.
Sure.
It's all about extending it, right?
There you go.
And then he goes, well, I think that there might be just one more thing. Just
no,
hang on
and
just
you
a
knew
second.
it was coming.
And you'd come back and there'd be like this big box, and you keep opening it, and there's a box and a box and a box.
Oh, that is so great.
With a rock in the smallest box with a note that says, go to the dryer. So this whole thing lasted about an hour, and then you go outside and it's a bicycle. But it takes you with this whole thing. It's like about a whole hour of fun.
Oh, that's a great idea. I got to try that. Yeah,
scavenger hunt. I know that's once you've had a scavenger hunt, you want it every year.
Well, yeah, because what's to just ripping open a bunch of packages?
I'm done. Yeah, it's like, okay,
done.
now what?
Now
right?
Yeah.
So you want to? It's all about the opening.
I'm doing it. A brand new car. Look at that.
Yeah. So again, we're talking about ideas to have little advent calendars. I mean, why not have little miniature boxes? You probably could find some of these cute little boxes that you might have sitting around the house. It'd be ideal if they're all the same size. And then, wrap them up with some kind of a fabric that you have, and put a number on the top cover. And then inside there's some candy or some other kind of little surprise, an ornament, you name it.
Yeah, you might even use currency.
Oh.
You could start, you could start with a penny and work your way up to $24 if you want. That'd be kind of fun.
Like
then you could use that money to purchase your present.
See? I thought you meant like maybe chocolate-covered currency, but you're talking about the
real
thing.
Hard cash.
Jeez.
I'm all the way up to $5 a tooth with the Tooth Fairy, so it's gone a little nuts lately.
Yeah. Well, how about if you have a little tree, maybe because we're not into the full-blown getting a Christmas tree yet. Some people do. We're going to wait maybe a week before we talk about it. But maybe you might have an artificial, teeny tiny table topper tree. Do you have one of those?
I don't.
You don't?
Well, I do, but it's in the back of the barn outside in the elements.
Well, maybe,
so
or
no more.
you could go to Michael's and get a new one. But, it's a little, it stands maybe a foot tall. And on this tree, you use that, and you could make little stars out of felt, let's say white felt, and then use a black Sharpie and just put the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way up and hang them from the tree. And then as the days come, you take one of the stars off the tree, and there might be a note, like you say, a scavenger hunt. Go to wherever, and that's where the prize is.
Love it. I'm doing it. I'm going to employ the scavenger hunt idea.
Mm-hmm.
Huge difference. I still have wonderment in the house. I got a 7-year-old girl. She still loves doing this kind of stuff. Even the 10-year-old loves it. Yeah.
And now, you being Mr. Fix-It, I think that you need this as one of your Advent calendars. It's a toolbox Advent calendar.
Okay, go on.
You love the idea?
Yeah.
So basically, you're going to make it look like it is a toolbox. Because I know I've seen your big, super-duper Craftsman Deluxe kit, right, that stores all your stuff.
That's right.
But what you would do here is you go to the either a sewing store like a Joann's Fabrics or even a hardware store where you see those little cabinets with teeny tiny drawers where you can put like screws and nails and things like that in them. It might, or even it's even like used for fishing tackle.
Okay.
And there might be there's easily at least 30 boxes or little drawers.
The little plastic trays. It's almost like like you're right, a fishing lure thing, a tackle box.
And all you do is you go, while you're at the arts and crafts store, they have all kinds of adhesive decorative paper. And so it's as easy as cutting the paper, peeling off the adhesive, sticking it to the front of that little drawer, put a number on it, and you're done.
That is cute.
Isn't that great?
I really like it.
So that is your little, and you could kind of fancy it up even more, and put the numbers on the outside. And you could even use like some old measuring tape. I mean, you could make it the sky's the limit, make it look really, really cool. But I love that idea. And then there's plenty of space in the drawer for the prizes.
Yeah, it's great.
I think you need to do that now.
By the way, the anticipation of the Advent calendar almost surpasses the whole thing leading up to Christmas. I mean, my kids love this thing. We've been doing it now for years, and it really becomes this tradition. So to establish these traditions, if you have a new family, or even if you're just starting out, with folks that are already in it, I think it really is. That's what the holidays feel like they're about. It's that establishing traditions and kind of maintaining, carrying on, like the Lucky Chucky thing you were talking about.
How about baby jars? If you are a mom and dad with a newborn, or you may have, like my dad, saved those baby jars to put coins and tools and uses those as storage. But if you have some of those baby little Gerber glass jars sitting around, those now become your countdown to Christmas Advent calendar. Because now you're recycling it, and you can just put numbers, on the front. You could either paint the numbers on there, or you can get some number stickers. But how cute is that? And then you just stack them up, and the prizes, like the little Hershey's Kisses, are inside, or the candy canes, and you can see the goodness.
So
right?
Cute.
Isn't that great? The whole idea is just, the sky is the limit. Using things that you have around the house to allow you and your family to have a tradition, like you say, create a new fun thing.
You know what else is cute? If you have have you seen the little tiny baby infant stockings. They're really tiny little booties.
Cute, yes.
You can find those at those recycled clothing stores for sure. You'd find a ton of them. And just hang those on a little clothesline. And then you can do felt numbers you can cut out and put them on each one of these little baby booties. I think that's a cute idea.
Yeah, I mean, when you start thinking about it, these are so much more meaningful, I think, than the store-bought ones. Right?
I think so. Everybody's got a store-bought one. Who's got a baby booty one? Just you and I, maybe, but that's it,
And then
right?
you can shake your booty while you're doing it. Something like that.
Shake it.
Or one more thing, you can use clothespins, as easy as just having a clothespin and then hanging some kind of a fabric or decorative thing. Anyway, we'll put this on the website,
just a piece of twine all the way across the living room.
YourHomeWizards.com, all kinds of Advent ideas. When we come back, we're kind of gradually counting our way to the holidays, so we're taking our time because we don't want to get there too fast. But we have some creative ways to use Christmas lights inside and outside. Eric Stormer, Cindy Dole, you're listening to Home Wizard.